September 11th, 2001. I was 14 years old, and I was in the 8th grade. I was still homeschooled at the time, and I'd overslept a little that morning, and so I had taken a late start on my computer software program that held all my schoolwork. My mom had come into the room and told me that a plane had just hit the First World Trade Center. I was confused and honestly thought she was being a little overdramatic and using this, as some sort of illustration to lecture me about, starting my schoolwork late. It turned out it wasn't. Then she's like, Angelique, come on, you have to see this on the television. So I went on and I watched the television, and I just watched in horror at what was happening. I, to be frank, really didn't really know what the World Trade Centers were at the time. I was 14, so I likely should have known. But for this Ohio girl, I honestly had no idea. I knew what the Pentagon was. I mean, I didn't know exactly what it was, but I knew it was some military thingamajigger and that it was a big deal. And so I was pretty horrified, and I just remember watching it and just being scared and terrified. I went on to write some poems about that day. I even sent one of them to President Bush, because I'm sure he wanted to read a 14-year-old's cheesy poem. In retrospect, I really regret sending him a poem, but, I was 14. A couple weeks after the attacks, I transferred to a private Christian school, and they wanted all of us to write a letter to Bush. And so I decided, hey, I'll send him a letter and a poem. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years. The images and the footage from the attacks are still ingrained in my brain. The looks of terror on the news anchor's face. The fear of wondering what if they hit something near me. What if one of my friend's parents dies? What if? What if? What if? All the what ifs. I still remember it so clearly. I was 14. I was still innocent in many ways about many world events. But 9/11? It's what defined my generation. This is, our generation's Pearl Harbor, our generation's John F. Kennedy assassination. I don't think anyone will ever forget what they were doing, what went through their minds at that moment in time on September 11th, 2001. I know that I'll always remember being a scared 14-year-old, just working on her Bible homework. I'll remember my mom coming in, and I'll remember just being glued to the TV for the next few days, just in shock and horror on how this decision completely changed our world and started what is now known as the War on Terror and continues to impact our lives today.